KC3QPJ, Aaron here, and it's December 31st, 2:10 p.m. on this New Year's Eve. Started raining, a little nasty outside today, but trying to have good hope for the new year. I hope you all had a good week this week. Hope you enjoyed your holiday season, and hopefully you'll have a good a new year bringing that in tonight. Just wanted to do a quick follow-up video, and I'm a little flustered because the drone video did not go as well as I wanted it to. I'll give you some explanations as to why the drone looked like it was a little everywhere, and we'll share a little bit more information with you and what to look for and what I found to be a really good remote control cargo drop for the drone, and I've got that box here with me right now. So that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. So two issues that I had when I started the drone. One, I didn't get a GPS lock the way I wanted to when I initially started the drone. That ended up not being an issue, but what ended up being an issue is I thought the wind, 2 to 3 mile an hour, was blowing the drone around. But after I filmed the video, I realized, it wasn't pushing the drone around at all the other day. And the winds were 10 to 12 mile an hour when I did my initial test. So come to find out, I had turned and disabled the GPS, so I was manually flying the drone in the video. So it's pretty stable, but it had drift. When GPS is enabled on that drone, it will not drift. It will give you the accuracy you need to about a 10 mile an hour wind. I wouldn't recommend anything flying that in any more than a 10 mile an hour wind, especially if you're going to use this to utilize it as a tool. The phone I had used to film outside while, it was a lot of fun out there. My wife did a decent job. She didn't know exactly what I wanted, but she followed along pretty well and did what she had to do to get it on camera. So I appreciate the fact that my wife did that for me. Some of you may ask, did I add the sound effects of the cows in the four-wheeler and all that? Nope. That's the authenticity about being out here on the farm. There's about 60 that brings in a little bit of authenticity, and then you guys got to see a little bit of where I live here on the farm. So anyway, I apologize for the confusion with the video. However, everything worked well. Did I get the golf ball out of the tree? Yes, I did. I used a painter's pole, extendable painter's pole with the roller attachment on it, looped it around the rope, and pulled the rope down. So the golf ball's out of the tree. We're good to go. So that might be another item that you want to take with you when you use the drone to drop your lines. It'll come in handy. Now, the other thing that I could have done, which I didn't, because it had started to rain when we were out there with the drone, I could have flown the drone another 100 feet higher. I had about 300 feet of line in that bucket. I could have taken it over the tree a little further, but I wanted to see if that golf ball would drop through the trees, which is it did. It did what it was supposed to do. But if you don't want to have to fight inside the tree, you can always fly the drone further over, but don't descend the drone once you get over the treetops. Just get it to clear your tree line and then do your drop. The golf ball or whatever you use for your weight will drop outside of the tree and be lower to the ground once you've got that little bit of rope further out. So that being said, I'm going to use that drone. I'm absolutely impressed with it. I'm still learning the drone, obviously, because I didn't have the GPS turned on. So I feel kind of dumb for that. But you know what? It works, and it works well. It's going to work a lot better than a mini pocket-style drone, or, the DJI Mavic might do a little bit better job, but I don't trust the Mavic because it's smaller, has smaller motors. And the line that I used, I picked the contractor line because it's lightweight and it's not going to float in the air as you will see sometimes that fishing wire will do. So it'll immediately drop once you detach it from the drone. The drop was a really good drop. I'm sorry I could not catch that on camera a little better. My wife was a little upset about that, and I understand. I just it did what it was supposed to do. But let me show you the box for the drop. This is a universal drop, and I don't know why they call it a remote drone clip, but this is what I purchased on Amazon. Okay, now there's two different versions of this drop. Okay, this one is the version that will drop from the remote range is 300 feet. They also have another version, which is the lesser version, that's 150 foot range. But I wanted to make sure that I would get out, so I bought the 300 foot range version of this. Now, if you look on the box, all the stuff that's on the side of the box is included. Believe it or not, the little parachute with a little dude that comes with it. And if you notice, you've got a, let's see here, I'm backwards, battery charger. It comes with a small, and I mean a small battery. But that battery has about 2 hours of operating time on a single charge. But the charger comes with it. And then you got the, this strap is a Velcro strap. Now, I think they made these to fit on a larger style drone. Because the strap was really long. I cut my strap. I shortened the length so that it didn't overlap too much and have a piece hanging. So I cut it to length for my drone. Now, people might have concerns about, oh, well, I need to have a pilot's license, or I need to do this and I need to do that. Let me explain something to you with these drones. There's a lot of misinformation out there. Now, what I'm going to end up having to do is to register my drone with the FAA. It takes 15 minutes. And the reason being is because I'm above 249 grams. Okay. Anything below 249 grams, you can fly for fun all day long. Your little pocket drones, your little follow me drones, you want to take selfies and put yourself out there on the internet. That's up to you, But anything over 249 grams in the United States must be registered with the FAA. People think, oh, that's a big headache. No, it's not. I've done it once already. I did it with my Unique Typhoon because that one weighed 1.5 pounds, and that thing would have lifted 2 pounds, no problem. I registered that with the FAA. I'm about to register this one with the FAA, so I'm not getting myself in trouble here. But I'm on the farm. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm not taking it up to dangerous heights above 300 feet. Now, people will say, well, what's the difference between that and a license? Well, a license, you would have to be licensed to fly your drone. You do not need a license under any circumstance. You do not have to take a class. You don't have to do any of that, unless you are going to use this drone or a drone in a commercial aspect. Commercial meaning I'm going to make some money off of this doing things for people with my drone. So if you plan to own a drone and you want to utilize it in the commercial regard, you will need to take a test. You will need to know everything there is to know that a plane would need to know about aviation standards and rules. Don't put yourself through that, okay? Registering your drone does not mean it needs to be licensed, all right? But you do want to familiarize yourself with rules regarding flight patterns of your drone and distances. Now, I would say if you're putting up an HF antenna at your home, make sure the HOA is okay with you using your drone in your HOA to do such a thing. You don't want to upset your neighbors. Matter of fact, you might want to inform your neighbors, hey, I want to put up an HF antenna. The easiest and safest way for me to do this is to utilize my drone. I'd like to take it up if you would like to watch. A lot of people are very wary of having drones around. But, just do what you can to practice. Go to a park, practice. But get a GPS-enabled drone. They're much more stable. And today mine was not stable because I forgot to turn mine on. One of these days I'll do something right. However, it did the job. I was able to make the drop, got it into the tree, and got the rope to go down. I just wanted to show that you can hoist a little bit of weight, and I had about 300 feet of that contractor line in the bucket, so it hoisted that line no problem. So I had fun today. My wife had a little bit of fun, and I thought it was a cool thing to do. But that drone will only ever be used as a tool for that specifically. I'm not going to use it as a camera drone. I'm not going to use it in any other regard other than as a tool. Now, the drone clip I showed you, I think it runs around $35 on Amazon. You can just look up drone clip and it'll come up. Like I said, the one that I purchased has a 300-foot range. And the drone itself, which is it's a remake of a drone called a Bugs. I think MJX or MJX, I think MJXC, something like that. That company was the original maker of the Bugs drone. There were 5 different versions. This is the 5th version, and actually an upgraded version of the 5th version, which would make it the 6th version of the drone. For being GPS and brushless motor, and having bought the clip that I bought for it, I spent less than $220 for everything. You're thinking, well, that's a lot to spend. Well, a dummy launcher was like $170. I figured, you know what? If I'm in a park and I want to do parks on the air and I want to set an HF antenna, a dummy launcher uses blanks. And some people might be thinking that you're firing a gun. So I think drone might be a little easier and a little more user-friendly. But the dummy launcher works. It's just not as accurate. I did not get accuracy today just because I wasn't shooting for accuracy. But it works, and it works great. Just familiarize yourself with all the laws. Your homeowners association, a lot of HOAs won't allow antennas anyway. But you know, this would be great for field work. So the only other tool that I would recommend at this point would be if you come across the situation where I did, where the golf ball did not come down through the tree, or whatever weight that you used wasn't heavy enough to pull that line down, get something that can grab it. An extendable painter's pole with some kind of attachment that you can put to the end to hook it and pull it down. Once it's up in the tree, you've already got pretty much no tangle. So you just need that additional weight to get that line. And then once you get that line, secure your anchor rope to the other end. Or if you're temporary, you can continue to use the line that you put up in the tree. And then you can take it back down whenever you're ready. So it works. And you can get on certain items on Amazon. I think the drone is listed for $220, $225, but I was allotted a $30 coupon at checkout, so that worked out really good. Oh, the name of the drone is a Bravo 5W, B5W, or Bravo 5 Whiskey drone. There's a couple different names under it, as are a lot of Chinese-made products, because they all want to clone each other and make their money and make their mark, but they work. So I appreciate you guys taking time to watch the video today. If you haven't seen the drone video, you might get a kick. There's a few cow noises, a few sheep noises in there, and pictures of the barn and the farm. So guys, Happy New Year. I hope you have a good one. Don't make a New Year's resolution that you can't keep. We'll be standing by for the next couple weeks until I have time to do my next video. I hope you all have a good New Year. 7-3. This is KC3QPJ, Aaron, and I'm signing off.